tonight to distill a very busy and revealing Saturday of sports action for you into an easily consumable 30-minute product or an information banquet. We've got softball, golf, some high school football, but Saturday matinee action took a backseat today to some really interesting developments. I tell you what, last night, in greater depth, we will explore those coming up next, but we start a college football Saturday as we should start a college football Saturday. Talking some great college football. And tonight we're going to start with the Fighting Leathernecks of Western Illinois, whose challenge today was to become the first in-state school in 14 tries to best the Fighting Illini. Let's take you to Champaign, where the Leathernecks would go to work tonight. And it would be not really the day that Bob Nielsen was hoping for in Champaign. Early on, Leathernecks already trailing. Oh, look at this. Leatherneck fans and Illini fans sitting together like peace and harmony. Josh Ferguson right off the bat spots the Illini a 10-0 lead. It would get worse for the Leathernecks in this game. West off play action finds Tyler White. It's 17-0 in this game before you could blink. Trent Norvell not having a very good day. The Western Illinois offense moribund today. This is Taylor Barton with the interception. That leads to a field goal. It's 20-0 at that point in favor of the Illini. Things get worse. The punt block right here. Mr. Murdoch going to scoop that from 16 yards in, take it home. It would get uglier by the second. JUCO sensation Henry and Hennehy going to go over the top as well from 1 yard out, extending the lead yet again. Tell you what, the Illini rolled up over 500 yards of total offense today. Western Illinois limited to 141. That's your story in a nutshell right here as Chase Crouch hooks up with Marchie Murdoch for the touchdown pass. All Illinois today. The Leathernecks, boy, didn't even put up much of a fight offensively. They've got some things to reevaluate, losing today by the final count of 44-0. Meanwhile, since we're talking regional sports scores, let's give you a few more. Mizzou didn't make it pretty today at Arkansas State, but they did extend their current road winning streak to 11 games. Again, the offense, a little dicey, especially in the first half. Some quarterback quandaries to solve out, but Mizzou does get the victory. 27-20 was your final there. And the Cy-Hawk Trophy goes to the Hawkeyes as they get a big-time win over Iowa State. 31-17 was your final. Quincy University opening its season on the road in the Upper Peninsula today. First quarter, the Hawks offense trying to get something going right here. The pride of Jacksonville, Illinois, who would become Quincy University's all-time completion leader today, hooks up with another Jacksonville product, Cody Wood, for a gain of 23. That drive, I should say, would stall out to the second quarter. Quincy down 17-0. Nick Lonergan again puts some big-time air under this one to Eric Poindexter. He hauls it in, takes it down inside the 20-yard line. But again, that 68-yard gain would leave QU empty at that point. Third quarter, though, Chris Harris finally breaks into this one with a touchdown rumble, cuts the lead to 17-7 after an NMU touchdown. QU on the move again. Again, it's Lonergan to Poindexter, who makes an amazing up-and-down grab in this one. The Hawks would get the rock inside the NMU 5 with a chance to try to take it over, but a fumble on the exchange right here is the difference in the ball game. And 14 unanswered points from Northern Michigan ends Quincy University's quest for a road opening victory with a 31-14 loss today to a very good team. As I said, Quincy University woke up nicely in the second half. Rose-Hulman, Illinois College going at it tonight in Jacksonville. Those two teams combined for 142 points in last year's meeting. Right off the bat, Rose-Hulman gets on the board as Aaron Abbott takes the jet sweep and spots the Engineers to a 7-0 lead at that point. 10-0 IC down at this point. But fortunes would change quickly on this muffed punt. Andy Webb would get that fumble recovery, and that would set up Brady Huber on the very next play, going to the pride of the 50th state in the Union, Hawaii. Logan Uetake right here with a nice grab, and he has gone to the end zone to cut the lead down to 10-7 at that point. Rose-Hulman coming back, and there would be plenty of offense in the first half in this game. Kevin DeVachard right here going to take this ball and just rumble right through the IC defense. All of a sudden, that lead was out to 20-7 at that point. But here comes IC coming back. Brady Huber forced out of the pocket. He got in a nice groove in the second quarter right here. Takes off, picks up 13 yards, moves the sticks. Then it looks like touchdown right here as Brady Huber going to hook up with Kyle Obertino. Beautiful catch for him. It was ruled offensive pass interference, so the Blue Boys have to take the ball back, try it again from 10 yards further back in this attempt. And you know what? Brady Huber says he's got that. Going to hook up with an even prettier pass right here to Austin Ellsworth to give IC its first lead of the ball game at 21-20. However, things would go decidedly in Rose-Hulman's favor in the late second quarter and all the way down the stretch as Rose Holman comes in and hands the Blue Boys their first loss of the season. They fall to 1-1. 51-33 would be your final. Elsewhere on the docket today, rough day for Culver Stockton, although local start for Pleasant Hill product Matt Gunnerman, who threw for 321 in his first collegiate start at Culver Stockton. Also had a couple of touchdowns on the day, just one interception. 25 of 39 passing. Pretty good day for that guy. Also, Tyler Steinkamp, the Mark Twain product who plays for Central Methodist, had his best day as a running back so far this season with 7 carries for 53 yards in the victorious cause as Central Methodist picks up its first victory of the season. Also, rough day for the pride of West Hancock, Coy Dorothy, who was taking on Scholastica on the road. The quarterback for McMurray today had a rough day. 3 interceptions, just 122 yards passing. Rough day for Coy Dorothy as McMurray opens the season with a loss today. Final count in that one was 22-10 on the day. We have some matinee action to wrap up week 4 of the Tri-State High School football season as the undefeated West Hancock Titans look to run their record to 3-0 and strengthen their hand in pursuit of a playoff berth today. Cleveland National Junior ROTC, or ROTC, would provide the opposition. In this one, it wouldn't be much opposition as the Titans look good from start to finish. First Cleveland possession ends up with a block punt by David Salaney, and that would end up with Ridge Morgan with the pickup, and that would set up Chase Dooley a couple of plays later from 1 yard out. The quarterback keeper makes it 6-0. 2-point conversion would fail. More to come. 4th and inches on NJROTC's second possession. They go for it. Keaton Koltzenberg among the many Titans in on the stop. Turnover on downs, and that sets things up yet again. Chance Cooper, big-time pickup in the red zone. You should have given him the touchdown. He ended up a couple of feet short. And again, the touchdown vulture in this case is Chase Dooley, the quarterback, going in from 1 yard out to make it 12-0. And then Jim Unruh would call Jacob Lohman's name on the 2-point conversion, making it 14-0 at that point. The Titans making all kinds of fun things happen in this game, facing 4th and forever on the NJROTC 26 play action pass from Dooley. Check out Luke Beeler, sensational 7-worthy as he goes up between 2 defenders, somehow comes up with this 26-yard touchdown catch, made it 22-0. How about some defense? Andy Bird is going to be a stud. He was a monster today. Check him out at the nose guard position. Big-time tackle for loss. Gives his team the ball back with a couple more possessions in the first half, and the Titans would take advantage. Will Fox, 122 yards rushing on the day. 50-yard touchdown rumble here. He's not done. We're not done with the Will Fox highlights. Again, after some ugly misplays right here by the NJROTC offense. Again, it's Will Fox from 10 yards away, the big fullback rumbling in. Leave you with a little Chase Hartwig as he scores, as it would be West Hancock in a shutout blowout today. 45-0 was your final there. Didn't get a lot of chance last night to dwell on the Knox County Paris game. We will take you back to Edina for what was an outstanding showdown last night, maybe the best game of the night. First drive, Knox hands the ball right here to Hunter Clockey. 35 yards later, Hunter Clockey, hello world, into the end zone for the score. Knox County up 8-0. Andrew Hodge going to make several interesting runs, big runs on the second drive right here to get the Eagles close, and that would set up an inside reverse to, you guessed it, Hunter Clockey, the touchdown maker in this particular game. Nice double handoff right there, and inside it's 16-0. Paris, though, no lack of fight in this ball game for sure. Tucker Gruber, who's a really good one, is going to bust this run to the outside, has only Lane Couch to beat, but a fingertip tackle saves the score for the moment. That would be momentarily, however. Same drive, second quarter. How about Coyote quarterback Brett Miller going to find his favorite target, the All-Stater Lane Forrest, to make it a 16-6 game, and nobody better catching that ball than Lane Forrest. That's why he's so good. Next drive, Brett Miller again to work, and again, he's going to find the aforementioned Lane Forrest, this time on the tip drill reception. Oh, that's pretty stuff right there to cut the deficit to 16-14. Knox County would go deep into the bag of tricks in this one. Halfback pass right here coming up to Garen Miller late in the first half. However, at the attempt to try to make some things happen, Nicholas Edwards going to toss up a last-second pass in the end zone, only to have it picked off by Tucker Gruber. We go to the half at 16-14 at that point. Second half, more Brett Miller this time. Who else is going to find another target? Now he's going to find Lane Forrest, who's really, really good. Forrest finds himself open, and this is going to put Paris up for the first time in the ball game, 20-16 at that point. Knox goes back to work, inside reverse, and this time, a little different number going to get called. It's Hayden Miller getting caught again. Fingertip tackles were big in this game. Double reverse, Tucker Gruber going to make that tackle. Andrew Hodge is going to spot his team to a 22-20 lead. When he goes in to score, back and forth we would continue to go down the stretch in this game. Hodge, as I said, gives his team the lead back 22-20. Paris going to make another stab at it. Again, Brett Miller to Lane Forrest. Are you kidding me? Lane Forrest was everywhere. This kid is as good as it gets. Great catch from him. Nobody could cover him. 28-22. But the last 14 points in this game, all scored by Knox County, as Knox County pulls off a thriller, improves to 3-1 on the season. Your final count, 36-28. Highlights we did not have for you last night. Centralia Brookfield going at it. It was a defensive battle par excellence between the number 4 and number 10 teams in the state, both undefeated. Centralia had to prove to people they were for real. Their defense did exactly that in this ball game. That's Sam Hayskamp coming up with a big-time stop behind the line of scrimmage. Both defenses were awesome in this game last night. But as it would turn out, it would be a botched two-point conversion by Brookfield, or a great defensive play, I should say, from Centralia on same. That was the difference in this ball game, as Centralia and Earl Bennett are back, and they looked phenomenal last night. They get the win by the final count of 13-12. And we, my friends, are just getting warmed up here on the Big Overtime Show. Coming up next, softball for you, a little golf for you as well. Huge day of scores, and we'll update you on a freshman from our area who's making a huge splash on the Division I level. All of that coming up next as Overtime rolls on.
Feeling pretty lucky. I was going to plant a tree right there till a neighbor stopped me and said I ought to make sure that there aren't any underground utility lines. Said I should call Missouri One Call, that the utility company would come out and mark their underground lines. So I called, and guess what? There's a gas line buried right along there. I had no idea. And to think, I almost didn't call. Call before you dig. It's free, it's the law, and it's just common sense.
The ground provides for us in many ways. It's where we played as kids. It's where feeding our family begins. It's where our dedication blossoms. With a water furnace geothermal unit from Peters, the ground also provides free renewable energy to heat and cool your home. Geothermal with Peters is the cost-effective choice that can save you up to 70% on utility bills, and tax credits are still available. Call today for a free evaluation and discover water furnace at the nation's #1 dealer, Peters Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome to the Brick Oven. Get your taste of Tuscany at the Brick Oven, located in historic downtown Hannibal. Featuring a new collection of fine Italian wines, wine tastings, meats, and cheeses. Choose from many of our homemade pasta items, prepared fresh seafood, and our specialty Brick Oven pizza. Open Tuesday through Saturday with a $7.95 lunch special daily. The Brick Oven, a taste of Tuscany in Hannibal, Missouri.
Every woman needs a little support, or maybe a lot.
And even the best bra won't give you that support if it doesn't fit correctly.
Don't be one of the 85% of women wearing the wrong size. Come in and let us fit you. Cover yourself beautifully in something from the Silhouette Shop.
All roads lead to Burris hybrids for profit across all of your farm acres. Burris corn and soybeans have the technology in or on the seed to meet all of your farm's needs. As a leader in corn-following corn testing, Burris products get the most out of your acres. And their Power Shield treated beans are tops for insect and disease protection. At Burris, more grain in the tank means more money in the bank for you. So for profitability, fence row to fence row, think the Burris family of products.
Kids can show us their patriotism right here on KHQA. We want to feature Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, 4-H clubs, youth groups, and more on the KHQA Daily Pledge, weekdays during KHQA This Morning. Contact us to find out how your group can be a part of the KHQA Daily Pledge. You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. Feel a little bit like Tommy Lee Jones with this thing. I hope I don't erase anybody's memory, but here we go. All right, away we go. The local high school docket was a little thinner than usual today, but we did have some drama this afternoon on the Diamond in Shelbyville, where the wide open North Shelby tournament produced a dandy finale. But let's get you there first. Preliminary games today. Start you off with Scotland County right here taking on Marion County. Miranda Holland breaks a 3-all tie with a nice piece of hitting right here to force home a pair. Then it's Chelsea Wood. Have a day, Chelsea Wood. 2-run triple right here to make it 7-3 in favor of the Lady Tigers at that point. At that point, I should say. The defense by both teams pretty darn good from that point forward. Ashley Creek going to do a little work right here and show off to take away a potential single as she gets the running grab right there. Then it's Chelsea Wood at third base. She said she had no earthly idea how she caught this, but she did. Pretty stuff from her as well. Marion County's defense not too shabby either. How about Elizabeth Strauss going to do some work right here up against the fence line, flirting with aluminum disaster, but she comes up with a catch as well. And then Lauren Bodish with a beautiful catch as well right here from third base. However, Scotland County too much for Marion County, winning this game and advancing on to the championship game. More on that in a second. Meanwhile, in the other prelim to start the day, Mark Twain versus Bevere, scoreless in the fourth when Taylor Picton starts things off with a single and the Mark Twain offense ignites. It's Madeline Gilbert right here, the age of Madeline, if you will. A 2-run double for her. Made it 2-0 at that point. Then how about some Jamie Hudson stepping up, going to do her thing. It's an infield ground out, but it's enough to get the runner home from third at that point, extending the lead to 3-0. Mark Twain starting to find a little bit of traction. Mackenzie Johnston going to do her part as well, driving home another run with the single right back up the middle at that point. And then Hannah Spoonhauer, who's just going to absolutely destroy this pitch for a single. You can't hit this thing any harder than she did. Made it 5-0. Mark Twain gets the win. They too advance to the semifinals victoriously. And Scotland County and Mark Twain, as fate would have it, would meet in the championship game. And I told you Mark Twain's playing some pretty good softball right now as the Lady Tigers get the win 4-2 was your final there. Hannibal and Holt going at it today. Landry Nicholson and company trying to take on a good Holt squad. 2-1 Holt at this point in the ball game. Rachel Halterman going to get out of a jam right here, and she needed to. Lady Pirates then trying to create some offense in this ball game. Olivia Pfeiffer going to lay down the bunt, puts runners in the corners with 2 outs, but Hannibal couldn't bring anybody home at this juncture. Defense was backing up Miss Halterman though today, and it was looking good doing so. Hannibal would tie this thing up at 3 in the 6th inning. Great defense, as you see right there by the Hannibal Lady Pirates. Would tie this thing up in the 6th. In the 7th inning, Holt threatening. Meredith Adam, deep shot, brings home 2. Holt ends up winning this ball game by the final count of 5-3. Hannibal played well, just not well enough to close out today, unfortunately, for the Lady Pirates. How about the Louisiana Bulldogs? Got a great pitching effort today from Molly Ross in the the third place game of the Ellsbury tournament as Louisiana takes third and beats Silex 1-0 was your final there. Tough day for Palmyra over at Cairo, although the Lady Panthers did get a win in their opener over Harrisburg. 10-0 was your final. Go ahead and advance the scores. You can do that. Palmyra wins 10-0 in the first game, but loses 2 more on the day there as well. Some golf today. Red Rogers Invitational, always fun up in Hamilton. 18th green. This is William Eversman of Quincy Notre Dame showing great touch from a spot of bother to get up and down. Fired an 80 on the day today. That was good for third place overall. His teammates speed him today, including this guy, Drew Eaton. He said he had a rough day, but on 18, you couldn't tell it. Going to land this high and above the pin, and he's going to roll this thing all the way back down. Looked like it was going to be an ace for a couple of seconds. Instead, he'd leave himself a very short, very makeable birdie putt, and he would do exactly that. Great shot by Drew Eaton, who fired a 76 today. That was good for medalist honors on the day. Good for him, just ahead of his teammate Reese Dreyer, who fired a 77. You are looking at Brett Nichols right here of West Central, Biggsville West Central, on the nice shot today. Biggsville West Central finishes second as a team with a 371 on the day. That's really good stuff right there for him. By the way, Quincy Notre Dame, as I mentioned, as a team, big-time score with a 320. Payson finishes in third today. Pretty darn good day for them as well. And I got to make a shout-out to Southeastern's Ben Jansen, who on that 18th hole today, not pictured here, fired his first career ace today on hole number 18. So congratulations to Ben Jansen. Good stuff from that young man. Unfortunately, as with most aces, the cameras weren't around. Sue the camera guy. Fire that guy. Wish I would have been. That would have been a fun highlight to have. Still chasing that holy grail of golf highlights. Never shot one in person yet. Quincy Notre Dame in soccer today. Blows out Waterloo Jabot. Aubrey Reese, Leo as they call him, with a hat trick on the day. Jacksonville continues to play some great soccer. I think the Crimsons are now 8-1 on the season as Trey Sisney helps lead the way, beating Danville today at home. 3-0 was your final there. We've got some soccer to pass along today. Tough day for the Canton Tigers. They lose a pair, losing to Moberly and losing to Kirksville. Quincy Notre Dame today in volleyball ends up taking second place today at the Hampton Inn tournament. A couple of lost to O'Fallon in the championship game, who's really good. A couple of all tournament picks today for Quincy Notre Dame. They included Riley Hummert and Miss Kendra Gengenbacher. So congratulations to those young ladies on fine showings today. Also Macomb today with a big time showing. You don't see that score right there. Macomb ended up finishing third today at the Rova Invitational, finishing 4-1. So congratulations to the Lady Bombers there. We've got some cross country from Port today. Liberty girls, state ranked 5th in the state. They get the victory today over Litchfield Q&D at the Porta Invitational. Caitlin Robbins, the outstanding freshman, was your medalist ahead of a good crew that included Carly Garnett of Illini West finishing 4th. Those two will meet up again this week at the Running Raider Classic. On the boys' side, the Liberty boys get the win today. Rushville Industries second, but Rushville Industries' own Dalton Moore ends up with a fine showing today, ends up taking first place overall. Eli Tenike and from Pittsfield ends up finishing second, and Lucas Boer from Liberty finishes third on the day as well. Hey, we've got plenty more coming up for you, including the return of Burris Hybrids, kind of a special one. That's next.
What are you doing way out here?
Streaming music videos.
You got U.S. Cellular, right?
Yeah.
And you don't.
What's your point?
Well, U.S. Cellular would have you streaming videos or calling someone with a ladder right now. Oh, bump it up. With U.S. Cellular, now the middle of nowhere is the middle of anywhere.
Call for help.
At Con Communications, we make life easier. Stop in today and let us show you how. Con Communications, connecting your life.
$2,434,311 people in this city. And only one me. I'll take those odds.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
Be unstoppable. The all-new 2015 Ford Edge.
Any of these three won't satisfy like our one. The second-to-none foot-long Subway steak and cheese. Juicy, sizzling steak, topped with a blanket of delectably melty cheese, and made the way you say with all the freshly chopped veggies you love. Maybe even some Chipotle Southwest sauce. Then you'll have a monument to your taste, always on freshly baked bread. The heartiest appetites are no match for the Subway steak and cheese. Subway, eat fresh.
What happens when you tell an award-winning investigative reporter to go after stories no one else will touch?
For those who abuse power and privilege, silence should never be an option.
Investigative journalism has a fearless new home. Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson.
Starts Sunday, October 4th, only on KHQA.
Reading helps children discover the world around them. Helping a child develop the literacy skills they need for success in life is one of the greatest gifts you can give. Read with a child, early and often, opening their window to the world.
Hello, I'm Congressman Sam Graves. Teaching children to read at an early age can make a big difference in their future success. Help open a child's window to the world.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
We are exceptionally proud tonight, in partnership with our friends at Burris Hybrids, to kick off another season of Seeds of Greatness. That's our profile of who's next in tri-state sports, the best of the 15 and under set, who will soon dominate our very highlights. But tonight, we open with a little different bent, thanks to a pretty special event today in Palmyra, a blueprint to future success of sorts. Will Wilson has that story.
It's every young boy's dream growing up, playing in the big leagues. Terry Bogner lived those dreams, going from small-town Palmyra to the bright lights of Major League Baseball.
You've got to know what you want and go for it. And I had kind of a plan, didn't know how I was going to do it, but it all worked out.
You know, it's unusual, I think,
Probably for a town our size, to have a former Major League Baseball player. It's an honor, really, to have him here and to be able to participate in it with him.
Bogner's living proof of the athletic talent in Palmyra, dating back to the 70s where he played basketball for Don Foster. It was baseball, however, that attracted college coaches, playing American Legion ball that was his segue to the University of Oklahoma.
There is a thought that if you come from the Midwest, you're going to work, and I think that's probably a good rule of thumb.
Someone like him coming to town that has these experiences is going to have a real impact on the kids, to where they'll listen to a Major League ball player, and it'll really hit home for them, I think.
Something Bogner wants the younger generation of baseball players to remember is never let anyone tell you you can't do something, because he did it.
You can't let up. There is not 1 second of letting up because someone's going to take your place. The biggest thing nowadays, even compared to when I played, I came out and played first year in '74, you've got to have the grades now, or they just won't even give you a second look.
Bogner hit a home run at his first Major League at-bat with the Texas Rangers in 1982. After that, he spent time with the Reds and Orioles organization. But it's the journey he remembers the most, and the people he's met along the way.
When you do go out on the field, it's the best there is to play on, and it's just something like you heard today, you remember for the rest of your life.
In Palmyra, Will Wilson, KHQA Sports.
Too busy to wait for your prescription at Brown Drug? With Rx Notify, you no longer have to. When your prescription is received at Brown Drug, you're free to go about your day and be notified by text, voicemail, or email when your prescription is ready to be picked up. It's tough to put a price on convenience, so at Brown Drug we don't. It's free. Brown Drug, delivering Quincyans prescriptions for over 100 years, and that's a lot of
Lisa Ball, broker and owner of Prestige Realty, encourages you to support locally owned business in the tri-states whenever possible. Go to KHQA.com today and click on Love the Locals for more information.
There are many sides to basketball star and fashion icon Russell Westbrook. And with coverage in the middle of anywhere from U.S. Cellular, he can find some new ones. Like farmer.
Russell's Brussels. Russell speaking.
Paleontologist.
Hashtag T-Rex.
Park ranger.
Where am I?
And TV spokesperson.
That's my line. I got it.
With U.S. Cellular, you can do all the things you like. From the middle of anywhere. That is my line.
$2,434,311 people in this city. And only one me. I'll take those odds.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
Be unstoppable. The all-new 2015 Ford Edge.
Steve Harvey is having a blast weekdays, and everybody is joining in. Follow the funny.
You make me laugh every single day.
To Steve's biggest season yet.
You gave me the courage to dump this loser.
Emmy winner Steve Harvey.
This is amazing! Don't you want to be a part of it?
Join in on the surprises. Join the fun weekdays.
Watch The Steve Harvey Show at 3 p.m. on KHQA CBS. Kids can show us their patriotism right here on KHQA. We want to feature Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, 4-H clubs, youth groups, and more on the KHQA Daily Pledge, weekdays during KHQA This Morning. Contact us to find out how your group can be a part of the KHQA Daily Pledge. The weather affects everything you do. That's why the KHQA 7 Storm Team is using the best weather technology available. The KHQA 7 Storm Team, watching the weather for you.
We are featuring the artistic collection, The Many Catches of Jerry McBride tonight as your Communication Connection latest nominee for the months of August and September. Whether it was the juggling interception or the unbelievable catch, Jerry McBride ridiculous last night. He will join Ethan Mack, as you saw right there, Brody Dunker, Olivia Jarvis, great group. You'll have the chance to vote for all of them at the end of the month at KHQA.com. I want to mention that Michaela Fecky, the outstanding former Holy Trinity volleyball player, 37 kills this week to lead Nebraska to a tournament title. She was hitting ridiculously well. That's it for me, everybody. All out of time, so enjoy the wrestling.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
This is amazing.
That's amazing.
Real people are discovering surprising things at Chevy.
We're sold. It's so pretty.
They're good-looking cars. It feels great.
Perfect. This is not what I would expect from a Chevy at all.
Get more than you expect for less than you imagined at the Chevy 72-hour sale. Now get 0% financing for 72 months on most 2015 Chevy vehicles. Hurry, the clock is ticking.
See your Quincy Fort Madison Chevy dealers. Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Quincy and Schottenkirk Fort Madison.
We here at Schottenkirk Kia are having our summer clearance event. That means we have brand new 2015 Kia Forte for $13,900. Brand new vehicle. Not only that, a 2016 Kia Rio for $13,900. We're winding down the summer while winding down our prices. Come see us just south of the Chevy store, home of the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Ellen, weekdays at 4 p.m. on KHQA CBS.